Afternoon.
Afternoon.
On après-midi.
C'est improved.
Yeah. Comment allez-vous? Très bien.
Oh, Joe.
Hi.
Apart from missing the game last week.
Yeah.
You missed
What a game to miss.
It was a nice quiet one, wasn't it? It happened.
Yeah, it was a defeat, but it was a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to it, but I saw the highlights.
Did you have a monitor on your heart rate?
It's better to avoid it. Hey, and you? It's good for the fans, for the people around us.
Well, it's a good stadium for atmosphere as well.
Yeah, good.
Proper football stadium.
Yeah.
We'll just get the minute for one of the reporters back and then we'll get started.
Big time.
Round of applause.
Hi.
Okay, everybody. Regis, just going back to last weekend and the beginning of the week back in training, we were slightly conflicted about the game because it played well but lost, and I guess the conceding of some of the goals would have been a worry for you.
Yeah, the game was open and we played with our identity. Didn't start well. I think the first half and the second half we conceded a goal early, but we pressed high and they went long often. We had this ability to regain possession quickly and to score. We scored 3 goals and had an opportunity exactly in the same situation, quick regain, then the ability to go fast forward and to score. And after that, the quality is the quality. They are clinical. We expected them to be clinical. They were clinical, and they are impressive in that part of the game. So we are still in our learning process, and the league is really demanding. It's another reminder, but at the same time, we are moving forward. We are growing, and I think it shows good signs for the future.
We spoke last week about how this team's matured, and you look back to the beginning of the season and the start you made in the Premier League. When you do look back now to the beginning, you were very, very good defensively. You were very, very difficult to break down and score against. So was that disappointing to concede 4 goals?
Yes, it is. They scored exactly in the same situations. So they attacked wide with their triangles, or only one player, but they did a good cross. And so 2 sides, the way we were able to press high to protect the central corridor, but the wide areas were a bit weaker probably. Or I won't say it was weak, they were better than us because they managed different situations well with good runners, and the delivery was perfect. And after that you have to manage the box unit, and the box unit against Watkins, Rogers, it's difficult. And they scored, and they were good. So it's a specific situation. We worked on it this week. We won't face exactly the same situation, but it was a topic. Yeah.
And you must be heartened that you scored 3 goals as well, because that's an area that you've been concerned about.
Yeah. I think now we got better in our control. We have a good control. Our build-up was good. The control high up the pitch was good. I won't say that in the attacking phase we were brilliant. Sometimes we found solutions, but it was more after our regains. We had the ability to go fast forward and to break the back line, which I think was really interesting.
You took Alderete off, Renildo, tactical injuries. What was it been?
Yeah, last week we had a few players unwell, which can happen. So they were just on the edge, 5 or 6. So it was massive, but it is what it is. You have to manage the situation. And for Omar, it was just that point. And it shows as well that on the bench now we have more options. And when they come on the pitch, they can influence the game. It was the case for Trai, for example, or Wilson, which is good.
And talking about the substitutions, bringing Trai on, as it turned out, in hindsight, he gets his first goal, and I know you always try where you can to get Trai in the team. But you also had Dennis Cirkin on the bench, left back. Do you know where his future lies at the moment? Is it a case that he may well leave in the summer by the signs of things at the moment?
We'll see. It's a bit early to give a specific opinion because we never know. But at the minute, it's clear that we have 3 strong fullbacks, and the competition is high. So it's hard to be the 4th in that situation at the end of his contract. So I don't know, because the future is the future, and it's important to stay focused on the league, and every game can give a new information. But at the minute, the competition is high. I can say this.
We're near the end of the season. You're still in your job, and you look over your shoulder at the rest of the Premier League. Chelsea lose a coach yesterday. You were at Forest at the beginning of the season. It was Ange Postecoglou. It's Forest tomorrow night, and yet another coach in charge. Do you feel quite proud to achieve what you've achieved this season when you look at the chaos around you in the Premier League?
Yeah, it's this job is a bit specific. For me, I don't look around, don't look too far in the future. The most important thing for me is to stay focused, to work hard with a strong project, clear identity, clear teamwork. So I'm not alone. So it's an interesting job, and the results can influence the judgment. I would say at least the external judgment, because it's often connected with the last emotion. You win, you are really good. You lose, you might say that you are not the right man for the job. So for me, the most important is the consistency. And I think in this club, in 2 seasons now, we've been really consistent. When we are struggling, we are working hard to change and to fix problems. When we are going well, we are winning. It's not the end of the project. We still have something to learn, something to prove, something to achieve, and we are in this mood. So I'm comfortable to be in this project and want to work hard once again.
I guess last weekend proved always expect the unexpected. What do you expect of Nottingham Forest? It's going to be a very different Forest, I suspect, from the beginning of the season.
Yeah, at least a strong team. They are in the semi-final in Europa League, unbeaten the last 7 games. Well organized, good players. So they struggled at the beginning of the season, which shows how demanding this league is as well. Because if you don't get the momentum, you will chase the momentum, and the confidence, the energy are sometimes a bit different and difficult to find. So they are getting better, and it's clear that they are now in a good form. So it will be tactical, will be demanding, and but an exciting challenge once again.
Regis, Nottingham Forest finished 7th last season, qualified for Europe. This season, they've struggled a bit in the league. A lot of my friends who are Sunderland fans are starting to get quite excited about maybe qualifying for Europe this season. Are you ready as a club for that?
We never know. We never know. It's a long journey, for sure. It's important to think about the last seasons. So we were 8 years in the second or the third level. Last season we got promoted. At the beginning of the season, we were not expected to be in this position. So we are growing fast, but it's still important to reinforce the foundations. So it's our job. And after that, if we stay consistent, I think we are getting stronger and stronger. We never know. It's possible to achieve something different. At the minute, we still have 5 games to play. The competition is so high, we don't know.
46 points on the board. You're well ahead of where you were wanting to be. Do you have a target in mind? Do you thought it would be nice to get above 50 or something like that?
Yeah, probably. For 50, it could be interesting. But I repeat, we'll have tough games. And we achieved early the first target. This one was clear from the beginning. After that, it depends on the scenario of the game and different things, and the form as well. I think the ambition in the squad is still high. After that, the league is so demanding that we don't know, so we'll see.
And just one more from me. How aware are you of what we call here second season syndrome?
What does it mean?
When a team overachieves, like Sunderland have done brilliantly this season, next season, second season syndrome, like a bit like Nottingham Forest, who you play tomorrow, struggled to repeat that, because all of a sudden next year, when people play Sunderland, they're not thinking, oh, we're playing the whipping boys from the Championship. All of a sudden, they're playing a top Premier League team. How aware are you of how different it might be going into next year?
We'll see. At least it shows once again that you have to grow, you have to move forward. Otherwise, if you stay at the same level, you get punished really quickly. So it's clear in our mind we have to improve our team, we have to improve our club, we have to improve our coaching staff. I have to improve my game model and the way I manage the team. So it's the mindset of the club. And after that, we never know the competition and the opponent. Yeah.
Reggie, can we clarify the team news first of all in terms of Jocelyn, Nielsen? Where are they? Are they available this week?
Nielsen and Berto are close to returning for park training next week, so probably a bit with the squad. And Jocelyn started the sessions with us this week, so we might go further next week because he felt good, which is good news, and nothing else to flag.
Concentrating on Nottingham Forest, you mentioned they're in good form, they're on an unbeaten run. What, if any, differences have you noticed to the way they shape up for games under Vita have made a difference this time?
It was obvious when we won at Forest City Ground that they were good because we struggled. And it was a tight game. We scored on a set piece with Omar, but it was really balanced. And I do think that in this league, every team has good players. They are well coached. The fans, everyone can speak about the coaches, but they have their ideas. Sometimes it works with a specific squad in a specific context. Sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes you don't know why. And still the case. So after that, they got a better momentum, and with more confidence, more freedom. Sometimes a question of connection between players as well. They found the right workflow, and now they are good. They are really good. So they are similar in different ways because they still have the same players, more or less. But with more confidence, more freedom, they are better. It's clear.
You say every team has good players. Morgan Gibbs White scored a hat-trick last week. He's a talent without doubt. Is he somebody that you have to prepare specifically for ahead of a game like this?
Absolutely. Yeah, we watched they are taking threats, and he's one of them. Can play, so he's a 10, mobile 10, but he can play off the left as well, with this ability to create a box in the middle, and he's a good finisher. He's creative, and this ability to be clinical. We spoke about Watkins and Rogers last week, and he's one of this player. Doesn't need 3, 4, 5 big chances to score. A half will be enough.
Thank you.
Regis, you mentioned before that you've got tough games upcoming, but the next two are against teams that are either in the relegation trouble or have been relegated already. So that being the case, do you feel like these are the games that you have to win if you want to make any European dreams a reality?
Yeah, we want to win every game, but the context is always different, and it's important to stay consistent. And the problem, is I repeat, is different. Sometimes when you are sure to be relegated, you play without. You are not scared by anything, so you play with freedom, and you can create something unexpected as well. So, Wolves, for example, I think were able to get points against Arsenal, for example, and it wasn't expected. So they are still a good team in a demanding league, the most demanding in the world, I think. So it doesn't mean that it's an easy game. So it's always a new story, and you have to reset. You have to find a solution to win it. Yeah.
And we're starting to get to the time of the season where you see players linked with certain clubs. They're just rumours all over the place. Do you feel like getting European football would help you ward off potential interest in some new players?
I don't really know. Rumours, noise. This is football. Yeah, I think it's important for the environment because it creates interest, and you want to read articles and so on. But for us, the main focus is always the same. And in this noise, stay focused Otherwise, you won't be strong on the pitch, and this is our job.
You mentioned Omar scored the goal at Nottingham Forest. He's been a big player for the season, perhaps hasn't had the spotlight that some of the other players have had. How would you rate his season?
Yeah, it's been good, really good. He's a bit different. His character, the way he trains every day, his connection with his teammates as well. He's a bit older maybe, and with a different culture. So, and his job as a centre back is probably different than midfielder, a striker, or a winger. But it's been really important for us the way we play. When the opponent wants to go direct, is really good to manage long balls and duels in the box. He has this ability to defend and doesn't need to force it. He likes defending the box, and his left foot is good. It's really good. So sometimes he can be a bit, how can I say this, without the good level of energy to give the right tempo, but it's because he's so skilled. So it's a bit easy for him, and I think he improved this part during the season.
And has the atmosphere changed at all since the objective of staying up was achieved? Has the atmosphere around here and on match days, has that changed at all?
I don't think so. I think it was important to be safe, and it was our first target, and it was good to achieve it early. After that, we had this question around the squad. You had this question as well. Are they still ambitious? And they are. They are, because they train properly. When we lost a few games, they were not happy, and when we won, they wanted to win another game. So it means something. They care about the season and the outcome. Yeah.
Regis, we're coming up to 2 years of you being in charge here at Sunderland. We spoke before about how comfortable you are with the project and how it's going. Can I just ask how happy you feel in terms of being here at Sunderland, in terms of the area, and how settled you are and enjoying your time here at this club?
Yeah, I like the area because it's really similar to my region in France, and the people are kind. The connection is really positive, and I like the project of the club. From the start, it was a key point for me, and I think I can achieve the maximum because I'm connected with the identity of the club and the way we are working together. And this club is really well aligned, powerful with its fans, its history, and at the same time really well organized to achieve a strong future. So this combination, I think, is really positive, and I'm proud to be in this project.
And you mentioned the future then. Now this season we've seen how good you are at pressing and transitions. How do you see this team evolving in the next year, in the next 2 years? Does it become perhaps a possession-based side? Is that what you'd like?
I think it's really important to reinforce our strength at the beginning. So the way we are working together, the togetherness is key. And in this squad, we have this ability to connect each other and to work for your teammate. So it's important to keep it. So in this season, the defensive structure has been good. The way we can defend the box. We improved the way we press the opponent and the management of the first contact, the second ball. So I repeat, against Villa, they went more than 30 times long. So we forced them to play long, and we were able to manage the ball. You manage the ball, you can attack, counter-attack, and I think this part of the game is still really interesting, so we need to reinforce it. The build-up on the control on the ball are getting better, so keep going, because it's not something easy to do. And the final third is still key. We know that. And so it's about patterns, it's about connections, but it's also about individuals. So we have good potentials in the team. Probably not mature enough to be consistent at the minute, but if we give them time and support, I think they will achieve this goal.